this afternoon.
He sparked a nationwide debate with a single question. Butler University student and Evansville native Evan Strange asked Chelsea Clinton if her mother's credibility was hurt by the Lewinsky affair. And now we're asking him the questions. Evan Strange joins us live via phone. Thanks for waking up for us, Evan.
No problem. Good morning, guys.
We appreciate it. So now, Evan, of all the questions to ask, why this one?
Well, I mean, first, I just want to. It wasn't necessarily about credibility. It was more so just about strength and what strength Hillary had, to lead the country. And I wanted to hear an answer, just to answer that question. And the reason why I asked it is because many of my friends, many people I know, when we talk about the election and we talk about people like Hillary Clinton, or basically, just Hillary Clinton. Their one worry that comes up is will she be strong enough? And they always bring up the scandal. So, I mean, I had the perfect opportunity to ask the presidential candidate's daughter, and so I asked it for the many people that wanted to know.
What if Hillary had been at Butler instead? Would you have asked her the exact same question?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when you asked it, Evan, what kind of reaction did you expect?
I know she may have been a little bit annoyed because I did mention the name Lewinsky, but the question wasn't about Monica. I maybe expected something along the lines of just talking about Hillary's record, or talking about her record in the Senate, or things like that. I think any of those would have been a good answer.
So were you pretty shocked when she pretty much just shut down?
Yeah, I was at first, definitely. I wasn't expecting that at all. I was still, when she said it, I was still just waiting for her to answer. And I just couldn't believe it at first. But, I can kind of see why she would shut down.
We all know, tense moments. Describe those moments. Like, she's giving you eye contact, having this really personal reaction. What was that like?
It's the first time I've ever been in that situation. It's definitely interesting because, she felt like maybe I was trying to attack her, or I was trying to get very personal, and I wasn't. And it was hard because she didn't know that. And there was no way for me to tell her, and it was quite an awkward moment, to say the least. So
you think you wish you could have kind of pulled her aside afterwards and said, hey, this is what I was trying to get at?
Absolutely. I asked the question in a manner, I thought it was a clear question, and I would have been happy to explain it better in person. So, of course, I would have loved that opportunity.
Do you think the mainstream media is asking the candidates the tough questions, or do you think certain candidates are getting off easy?
That's absolutely true. I think, especially now, and with people my age, it's important, especially since we're getting down to the crunch time of the election, to start asking the questions that people want to know. Whether people may think they're taboo or not, these questions need to be asked. There's a $3 trillion budget at hand, and I don't think the office of president should be taken lightly.
Does this whole experience change the way you feel about Clinton's candidacy?
Not necessarily. It just basically shows that Chelsea is human, and people don't always have the best answers for everyone's questions. So, I don't think it affects my outlook on her candidacy. I still think she's a good candidate. So,
a lot of people say that happened years ago. The nation's over it. But do you think it's really still an issue, and do you think people kind of worry about Hillary and kind of the emotional baggage the country has gone through with her?
Absolutely. People are still talking about it. It's still in the forefront of people's mind when they think of the election. Unfortunately, that is Bill's legacy, and that will always be associated with Hillary as well.
So what have the last 36 hours been like for you, Evan?
It's been crazy, to say the least. Just people from all over the country contacting me, whether it's to do an interview or just to tell me, that they support me. And it's really cool, just to have the people at home, people in New York even, just sending me emails telling me, that I have more people on my side than I thought.
So now, what have you, learned about yourself, or maybe even the process through all of this? How has this kind of grown you?
It definitely showed me a different side of how the media works. And just how words are used in the mainstream media, and it's definitely been a good experience, especially just learning wise for my major at college. I'm a PR and advertising major, and it's been some good experience that I wasn't expecting to get.
Learn how to do a little damage control or follow
a little bit. So,
are you sure you don't want to switch your major to journalism?
I think I may stay out of journalism for a little while. So
it's an interesting world, isn't it?
Absolutely. Fascinating.
Well, you definitely asked the tough question, and thanks for taking our questions this morning. And you went to Harrison, right?
Yes, I did.
All right. What year did you graduate?
I graduated in '08.
All right. Well.
'06.
Oh,
sorry. It's been so long. I forget.
Oh, I know. Well, we appreciate you joining us. It's wonderful that an Evansville student, a former Evansville student's in the spotlight. Evan Strange.
Thank you, guys.
Sophomore at Butler. Maybe you want to consider changing that major, though. He had a pretty good question. People still talking about it. Hope you enjoyed that. When we